Yeah. Welcome everybody to our Wednesday night Mums Working From Home event. My name is Leah and I have been with the Juice Plus business for just over 3 years now. So tonight is just really an opportunity for a bunch of us mums to be in the future, just to really share, I guess, what we've been up to in really finding another way. I don't know if you're new jumping on or you're getting this recording. Welcome and thanks for
Sorry.
That's okay. Thanks for jumping on and seeing what we're up to. I guess to share a little bit about my story, I came across this business when I had my first baby. She was about 5 months old, and I was looking for a way to be able to contribute to our household bills and to not have the weight of our finances on my husband's shoulders, and to also have something for me. I wasn't wanting to return back to the position that I had previously been doing. I'd really lost my passion for it, and being a mum was super important to me. So going back to work just didn't really fit into the plan of being the mum that I wanted to be. It was one of those things, and I think that we're all living in this day and age now where our lives really need two incomes for most of us. It's something that I came across this business and it really ticked the boxes. So we're going to share a few stories. This might resonate with you, it might not. That's okay. You might know a mum who, this would be perfect for. You might leave here feeling inspired about life or about getting healthy. But I'll really start where it all began and hand it over to Ange, who is a super mum of 3. She's got twin boys, and she is going to kick it off with our product and program where it all began.
Thank you, Leah. Hello, everybody. I'm so happy that you're all on here, either tonight or watching the recording. It's, the fact that you've just taken that time out of your day to really think about investing in both your health or potentially your finances. I think that's huge, and I just really want to acknowledge you for that. So I have been in the wellness industry now for over 15 years, and, I've seen firsthand the state of our health, the state of our global health, and it's not getting any better. Like, it just continues getting worse. And a lot of these lifestyle diseases that are so prevalent now, they're not going anywhere at the moment, and the solutions that we have at present, they're just not working. And so that's why I just so wholeheartedly believe that we need to go back to simplicity. We need to look at our lifestyle. We need to figure out what we can change, what we can alter. And I think so much of that is what we're actually looking at, what we're putting into our body. If you think about it, like, our food actually becomes us. And so that's why it's so important that what we're putting into our body really reflects where we want to be. So, if we're putting really nutrient dense food into our body, that's what we're going to be. We're going to be sparky. We're going to be full of energy. We're going to be able to do things and contribute and, be the mum that we want to be, or be the wife that we want to be. But, if we're just filling ourselves with food that are just quick, easy, convenience, it's not real food, then it's going to be really, really challenging to really put ourselves into those roles that we really want to be. So we've got an incredible program. It's called the Juicy Body Transformation Program. And the idea and the concept behind that program is basically just that. It just goes back to the simplicity of eating really real food. And it teaches us how to do it in a way that is so simple but so delicious. And so it's so easy to follow. It's not about calorie counting. It's not about deprivation. It's not about any of those things that make you want to steer away from an eating plan. But we also know that our health and everything to do with it, it's not just what's on our plate. It's what we think, it's how we move. And so we've kind of tried to combine all these kind of things into our program as well. We've got exercise guides, we've got gratitude journals, we've got mindset series, so all of these things just trying to really look at health holistically and look at you as a whole, not just looking at the food that's on the plate. We also understand how challenging, especially as a mum, it is to some days get the nutrition that we need. And as a mother, like that's when it is so important, or a mother to be, because you know, pregnancy and breastfeeding, it takes so much from you, and it's so hard to get those nutrients back into you, especially at the level that you need to kind of be your vibrant health, and especially with what you're dealing with, you know, with sleep deprivation and with schedules that are so different from what you're normally used to. And so to eat in a way to nourish your body, you know, it's possible, but it's really challenging. And you know, to really, I guess, recover from that deprivation, like we need so many nutrients, and with the way that our food is growing these days and the way that it's stored in the state of our soil, like it's so challenging to get the nutrients we need from our food just for like everyday life, let alone trying to recover from pregnancy. You know, if you think about the mood swings and the just being really tired and things like this is all stuff that we can kind of start addressing with the food and what we put into our bodies. So along with our program, we've got our amazing products, and so these products are Juice Plus, and we have our fruit, berries, and veggie capsules, and basically all they are is like fresh fruit and veggies in a capsule. So the food is picked at peak ripeness, which is when all the nutrients are like there and ready to go. Not picked early like they are in our supermarkets and then gassed in cold stores and eventually we get them into our body. They're picked at peak ripeness, and they're pulped all together and then dried at really, really low temperatures and then encapsulated in a vegan capsule. So just think about like all the goodness that you can get into your body so easily and so convenient. I mean, you can think about shakes and juices and how good they are to get those nutrients in, but this is a way that you can get, like, you know, those kind of nutrients into you in just a capsule. And so I guess you can think about like different multivitamins and synthetic vitamins and stuff like that and be like, well, hang on, why can't I just take those? And I think one of the things that you've got to ask yourself when you're taking them, like if you think about, to make vitamin C, they've taken those specific parts and created the synthetic version of it. Like, wouldn't it be just so much better just to get it from the real thing, like an orange or, you know, or some veggies and things like that. And then all of the components of it are all in together as well. So they're all working synergistically and your body actually uses them. We've got studies done on these products that show they're bioavailable. They've taken blood samples of like before the product's been given and then taken after, and it actually shows the body and they use the phytonutrients in your body, so we know that they actually work as well. You know, I think another thing, like going back to synthetic vitamins, is you've got to wonder, like so many of them have warning labels like with breastfeeding and pregnancy, and it's just like, far out, if it's not safe to take then, well then, you know, what is the long term, you know, is it good to take in the long term? And you've just got to be kind of thinking about this kind of thing as well. So another product that we have is our omegas. I love this product so much because we actually can't make omegas ourselves. Our bodies can't make them, so we have to have some kind of external source to make them. Traditionally, I guess you can get it from seafood, also fish oils and things like that. The reason I love these so much though is because more and more these days we're getting so many contaminants in our fish and, you know, really high levels of heavy metals and things like that. And also the other thing as well is like, how long is this going to be sustainable for like the fisheries, the fish in our ocean and things like that? So this goes straight to the source. It just goes straight to the algae. And, you know, so it's grown in a controlled environment. It's so clean. It's vegan. You don't get that horrible fishy taste. And yeah, so I mean, I love these. We need these as mothers because our babies, they need, like, omega-3s is one of the biggest things that they need for their growing brains. And if we don't have enough of it, if we're not eating enough of it so that they can source it, they actually start taking it from us. So, you know, the term baby brain, like, yeah, go figure. You know, if you're not getting those healthy fats, they're going to take it from you. The other product we have is we have our children's chews. So these are basically just a kid's form of these. They taste delicious. And, you know, it's a way when you're having one of those mum days and you're not getting the nutrients you want in your kids, or you've got those kids that have been fussy, you know, at least they've got that coming into them. And then our final product we have, I don't have a chalky one with me, but we have these complete shakes. So these shakes, I don't condone meal replacements at all, but I know that as a mum, some days we do struggle to get the food into us that we need. You know, so these ones here, like, it's such a better option than that donut and coffee. It's, you know, it's something that can tide you over to that next meal. And, you know, if you add it with a whole lot of other stuff, it can actually make a really nutritious smoothie as well. And so, you know, all those superfoods that you take separately, this has got most of them just all combined into one really easy, convenient package. And they taste amazing. So they come in vanilla and chocolate. And yeah, and I guess just quickly my story from the products. I mean, a big thing for me coming into these is I was really anti-vitamins. I thought that I could get everything from my food. I didn't think I needed any supplements or anything like that. But as Leah mentioned, I'm a mum of twin boys, and also I have a daughter as well. And, you know, I was kind of in a place that I was really struggling with, you know, with energy, with just recovering from the depletion of having kids and breastfeeding for so many years. And I wasn't able to get what I needed from our food. And so that's where something I realized that I did need something else. And to me, I just hate synthetic stuff in my body. So for me, this was a really nice way to kind of bridge that gap and put that extra nutrients that I knew that I needed into my body. Yeah, so I mean, I love it. I love it for those days that, you know, I try my best to get my, the minimum recommendations of 5 and 2. I mean, some days we do a really good job. Other days we don't do that good. And I mean, 5 and 2 is the minimum recommendations. We really need a lot more than that. So, you know, it's really giving me that insurance policy that I need so that everything functions and I can show up as the mum that I really want to be. So I guess that's my story. I am
awesome.
Now going to... Thank you, Leah. I'm not sure. Sorry.
Thanks, Ange. That's awesome. We're going to hand over to Jo now, who is also a mama. She's got I don't even know, how old are your kids now, Jo?
They are 9 and 6.
Well, I'll let you take it away.
Thank you, Leah. Thanks, Ange. I love hearing you share about our product. And I, like Leah said, my name's Jo and I'm a mum of 2 kids, 9 and a 6-year-old. I'm a registered nurse. And when this first came across my lap was my husband was working FIFO, so I certainly wasn't ticking the boxes when it came to getting the right nutrition in for me, but also for my kids. There were days where, I'll be honest, 2-minute noodles for dinner was the easiest thing to go to. And I know that they weren't getting what they needed. These days I am a little bit better when it comes to getting the right foods in, and it's more like eggs on toast or maybe a toasted sandwich. But if we're having a quick and easy meal. But I love that I can give the kids the juice plus chews and know that it's just going to bridge that gap between what we should have had and what we really did have for the day. So it really took the weight off my shoulders at that time in our life, that I was stressed about getting the right foods into the kids, and I could get it in without having to worry. And it taught me so much about my own nutrition and about how, as a nurse, I certainly I should have known a lot of this, but I was completely in the dark about a lot of things. And it taught me about the relationship between how you feel and what you eat and how that reflects. And the same, like Ange said, we really are what we eat. And if we're putting crap in our bodies and fueling our bodies with crap, then we feel like crap. And when we start putting those live, nourishing foods in, it really does change how we feel. And I found a huge change in my mental health. So, that was just a complete game changer for me. My daughter was getting really sick when this first was introduced to me as well. She was one of those kids that anytime she got a sniffle, it went straight to her chest, and she ended up with a chest infection. She was 3 at the time. We were on antibiotics pretty much constantly all through winter. She would go off to daycare, get a sniffle, it would go to her chest, we'd get antibiotics, we'd get her well within a week or 2. She'd go back to daycare, same thing would happen again. It was just that continuous cycle. And the doctor said that she needed to be on inhaled steroids, and that there was asthma at play and all these things. It just didn't sit right with me, and I knew that just really boosting up her immune system wasn't going to hurt. And in the long run, it's completely, she's not on any of those things anymore. I don't have any concerns as we creep into winter and the weather getting colder and that sort of thing. I certainly don't worry about it. And if the kids have a cough or a sniffle, because we're human, these things happen. If, myself, my hubby get a cough or a sniffle, we just take a few extra, we boost ourselves up a little bit more, and we find that the severity is so much more reduced, as opposed to what I see friends, school mums, all that sort of thing, complaining about their kids are sick for so long, or it takes this long for the kids to get over it, and all this kind of thing. So it's really nice to know that if we do get sick, which I have to say is rare for us these days, but it's not ongoing. It's not up for weeks at a time and coughing and all that kind of thing. So I'm so grateful. Just on the powders, the shakes, I was never a shakes person, and when this was first introduced to me, my husband actually said to me, "So is this a meal replacement diet?" And I said, "No, it's not." And he said, "Well, that's fine," because he knew damn well that I would never survive on something with that restricted my food intake, because I love food so much. And our program, the JBT program, really is about eating healthy foods, and it's sustainable. So we've been doing this now for over 3 years, and would never ever go back. It's just been absolutely life-changing. So that's pretty much us in a nutshell. I'm going to pass back to you, Leah.
Thanks, Jo. I'm going to head on over to Lexee now. Just try and find, oh, there you are, Lexee. And if you wanted to share a little bit about, I might need you to take yourself off mute. If you want to share a little bit about how the production program came into your life and what you found.
How's that?
Perfect.
Okay. So I started with the product and program, I guess, 7 months ago. I joined because I was at a point where I was just really wanted to lose weight, and I just lost confidence, wasn't fitting into clothes. My husband was doing FIFO, and I was caring for our 2-year-old son while working 4 days, doing everything on my own, just run down. And so I started doing the shred, and I started doing the premium capsules. And after like the first, I think it must be like the second day, that's when I got the energy. So that was really exciting. So I found having that extra energy helped me get through, getting through like cooking all the meals and doing shopping, working, doing all the mum things on my own. So I think that really helped sustain, going through that process and me wanting to lose weight. And the program was so easy to follow as well. Like the food was fantastic. Like I used to do light and easy, get food delivered to your door. It's just all frozen meals, which was, it wasn't really sustainable. So I'd put on weight, but this was like just, it was like an education, I suppose, for me, learning how to really put like the right foods into your body, but you could still, go out for lunch and have those meals as well. So that's what I really loved about it. So I guess I lost, it was 6 kilos on the shred, and then down the track I'd managed to lose another 6 kilos, so I've lost 12 kilos in total, and I'm back to my wedding weight as well, back to wearing clothes I wore, a dress I wore to my 21st, which was like a big moment for me. I really didn't actually think that would happen going into this. I just thought I'll be happy if I lose 5 kilos and get some, energy and confidence back. But little did I know, like how easy it was to follow, that I could actually reach those goals. So, not only that, like I found my skin improved dramatically. So I wasn't really putting foundation on anymore. I hardly ever wear foundation. And then my nails started to, get lots longer, stronger as well. So that's like another added bonus really. And I think coming from that, I found my immunity is also improved. So, in the last 7 months, I've got sick once. But that was, I think, due to being a bit run down. I recently moved 450 kilometres, left my job, started 2 new jobs, moved my whole life. And, even then I actually didn't feel that bad, so just goes to show, putting those right foods into your body, amazing what it can do for you. So yeah, that's, I guess, my story, and still going strong and still
awesome.
Do all those foods from the program because I love them. So yeah.
Excellent. Thanks, Lexee. Yeah, you look amazing. And I love hearing, I think that everybody gets some sort of benefit when you start to put the good stuff into your body. But when you get really tangible benefits that you can see, I guess that is just, really just as when you start to see there's just no way that, this doesn't do amazing stuff for your body. And you can imagine what it's doing on the inside if that's what you're seeing on the outside. Going to head on over to Emma now, who's going to switch gears a little bit and share a little bit more about the business. Hey, Emma.
Hey, I just take myself off the thing so that my face isn't too big on the screen. I don't like that. So I'm Emma. I'm down in Albany in Western Australia. I'm actually going to start just saying I've just been away for a week, and I forgot to take my powders, and I only took 4. I thought I was going for 4 days, so I had 4 days worth of capsules, and I haven't gone that long really without the powders. The powders really changed my pain levels. And I've never skipped the capsules, and you've really noticed the difference. I have to say, like, just by the end, I was on some stairs, and I was like, my knees were hurting, and I'm like, oh my God. So I've been dosing up on superfoods and capsules. But yeah, so I'm here to share about the business. So how I came into the business, I'd been looking, I guess, at things to improve my health because I had lots of issues, and I'd come across this a few times. It took me a few looks, in all fairness, and it took me, when I first heard about the business, I also said no, and then, life changed, and my son, I thought, I had this great idea. I'm a single parent, so it's all up to me. I had this great plan for what I was going to do when my son started school. And then he didn't get on at school. He was completely bored. He didn't want to go. It was crushing his spirit. And he kept saying, because we'd homeschooled for a short period before, when can we homeschool again? I was like, no, that's not happening. We can't do it. There's no way. And then I just went in to the kindy with him and just went, we just have to try. So I came back to this business. I went back to the lady who'd shared it with me in the first place and said, maybe I need to have a look at that again. And it's been amazing, actually. So the reasons I'd said no, I guess, were I'd done businesses like this before and I hadn't made any money. I had some great products. I think all businesses like this, they tend to have really high quality products, and lots of good things had come out of it, but I hadn't made money. So I didn't actually believe that it was going to be possible to make money, but I thought the product looked really interesting and it would be worth a try. And I think it was about 10 days in, I watched a training. So we have some amazing trainers in our team. And I watched the training, and I'd seen when I watched the event as well that, there was a great group of people and there was a structure and they had a system and there was all sorts of things in place. And I thought, that looks like a place where it could work. And then I watched a training and I was really inspired. That's when I realized, like, absolutely everything we need is here laid out for us. So there's a system. You don't need to know anything at all. We teach you everything you need to know, just the same as people have taught us and still are teaching us, actually, everything we need to know. So we're always supported all along the way. The people that introduced me to the business are helping me. I've got lots of sideline friends who are the people that are on the screen with us right now, who also, we support each other all the way because we don't have to compete. It's not like one of those things where if I get a promotion, no one else can, like it is in traditional business. We all get to grow together and promote and move up the ranks and earn more money together, which is a great thing to do. So I've been here now for, it's almost 3 years. I am still homeschooling my son. We've managed to get through that whole time. And it's created a much better life. Like I never would have planned. I didn't grow up saying I want to be a Juice Plus franchisee. That's absolutely for sure. I didn't want to be in a business that was like this. but actually it's the best thing that could have ever happened, because I can work from anywhere. Like, especially now, I've got my mobile phone. I've just been away on holiday with my family. I have my mobile phone with me. I can still do everything I need to do from anywhere. So we have this little tagline that I can earn from anywhere. My son can learn from everywhere. We've been down the caves on the West Coast and to the beach and Bustleton Jetty and all of those things. So we've learned lots. I've managed to work from anywhere, and I never would have done that. I would have been at home, you know, working away, studying away, and we would have been tied to school terms, and we would have been tied to when I was allowed to have a day off work. And yeah, we've just created an amazing life for ourselves, which is a bonus. I never would have dreamed that it was possible to live the way that we do now. So I'm forever grateful that I finally decided to take a look and give this a go.
Awesome. Thanks, Emma. There I am. Sorry, I thought I froze for a second. I love hearing that. I think that, you know, life has changed, you know, since our parents and the way they did things to how we are these days. Like, things are so different. We have so many more opportunities, but, you know, I don't know about you, but I definitely grew up thinking, you know, the same way my parents did, that you know, and what they taught us. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it was kind of like, go to school, you know what you want to do, go to university, study hard, work hard at what you do, and retire at 65. And then there's some pretty alarming rates of statistics about, you know, you can retire on now. And, you know, my parents are definitely finding that out. So you need to have another plan around that as well. And that life just doesn't appeal to me. You know, I just wanted so much more, and I want more for my kids, and to know that we can do more and we can have more, and we don't need to be tied to that 9 to 5 if it's not what our passion is. You know, you can do what your heart kind of leads you to do. This business has definitely opened my eyes to that, because it does allow you to be flexible, to do, number one, you know, what you want to do. And for me, that was being mum, you know, and I just love that around my kids. You know, I went on to have my second baby. I never had to worry about maternity pay. This business I had built to a point where it pays our mortgage. It also funds our holidays. There's extra money in there. And, you know, I'm contributing, and I've really built something for myself. But I get to be mum, first of all, and do this around my kids, you know, when they go to bed, or, you know, when there's that odd moment, in stolen moments, we call it, throughout the day. And, you know, I think, I don't know what I would be doing if I hadn't come across it. It's definitely was something that landed in my lap at exactly the right time. And I was super skeptical. And like Emma, you know, I think that a lot of us come into it like, oh, are you sure? Like, I've heard you don't make much money, or there's, you know, definitely things that make us worried. But I'm really glad that I got my questions answered. And if you are watching this for the first time, just know that you are in the right place at the right time. And if this is something that you decide to take a closer look at, you know, I definitely encourage you to just have an open heart and open mind to it, because it could definitely be something that, you know, could change your and your family's life. So thanks everyone for joining our Wednesday night event. We are here every Wednesday, so please feel free to join us. Thanks, guys. Bye.